Of course it does. That's the tragic part of the whole story.
It's just like I still feel the need to not talk about it, and I always will feel that way. But God, if people knew, I just would never do that. It just is really crazy. Co-parenting, it's really hard, and
Kim Kardashian may be carrying the gasoline, and Tom Ford just lighted a match. After rumors become a full-fledged inferno, the fashion industry is in a downward spiral. According to reports, Tom Ford has acknowledged that Kim Kardashian was bought off to assist Hermes hide one of the largest fraud scandals in the history of luxury apparel. Not recommended, not promoted, paid to divert attention, and paid to conceal a falsehood. This has nothing to do with a brand being worn by an influencer. One of the most influential celebrities in the world is actively involved in keeping a multi-million-dollar scam from the general public.
And I was just like, oh no, I can never. Hats off to anyone that does it. And now after doing it, I see how crazy it is and I see why people freak. But it wasn't ever really super official. And
I know, that's the biggest mystery to me and my sisters. We are blown away. It's the thing that has us absolutely blown away.
This was not an accident, Ford said. This was planned, coordinated, and strategic. Furthermore, if it is true, more than simply Kim's reputation is at stake. It is the legitimacy of every high-end collaboration she has ever engaged in, every Birkin flex, and every paparazzi photo she is hand-holding a Hermes purse. Suddenly, every Instagram story is viewed in a different way. And let us face it, Tom Ford is famous and deliberate. He does not just say stuff for fun. There must be more going on beneath the surface if he is truly criticizing Kim. Let us examine Ford's specific remarks, Hermes' implications, and the purported role Kim K played in the cover-up. A fashion blogger is not the source of this. This is not a Reddit post leak. Tom Ford, who founded Gucci and redefined modern luxury before Kim even invented the internet, is saying this.
Of course it does. That's the tragic part of the whole story.
It's just like I still feel the need to not talk about it, and I always will feel that way. But God, if people knew, I just would never do that. It just is really crazy. Co-parenting, it's really hard, and
Tom Ford reportedly admitted to close industry players in private that Kim Kardashian was paid intentionally to divert public attention during the Hermes fraud debacle, according to people familiar with the matter. According to reports, he used the phrase optics to characterize her role, not marketing or brand support, as in handling the fallout. Furthermore, Ford's social circles do not accidentally divulge information, even when he has not said it in a press release. Whether or not it is on paper does not matter when fashion insiders claim that Tom stated it.
These are pieces of artwork. These artisans train years and years to make one of these bags.
Fabrice is doing the last stitching on a Kelly bag. A Kelly takes around 13 hours to be made, depending on the materials that we make it. Our artisans, they need to do 4 years of training to be able to manufacture a Kelly bag.
Your Hermes says, made in China, does it feel cheaper? No, that's not a quality issue. It's luxury brand washing.
Hermes, you guys, it's time to show off your factories. No, I don't want to wait to go on YouTube and watch a beautiful documentary. Show them off right here on TikTok. Let the world see. Okay, get like China. You gotta be ghetto about it. Just let people know.
His message spreads like wildfire, and nobody opposes it. Additionally, this is not the first time Ford has subtly criticized the connections between celebrities and brands. He has spoken out against the superficial world of luxury and influencer marketing. At one point, he even claimed that fame sells more quickly than quality. Doesn't that quote look different now? People are now making connections between these new rumors. Hermes is revealed. Kim abruptly increases Birkin post. Is it a coincidence that she was spotted showing off brand new limited edition bags the week Chinese manufacturers revealed the production lies?
It requires a lot of skill to turn it and get it on the right way.
Il y a des bouchées, des bacs plus 4, 5, 6, on en a.
control of damage. Therefore, it was a component of the strategy based on the purported remarks made by Ford. Furthermore, it goes beyond Ford's purported comments. The notion that Hermes heavily relied on its celebrity shields to divert the public's attention has been supported by a number of stylists and PR experts who have come forward, all of whom have done so anonymously. Kim was the front line and more than simply a shield, but that was not the complete picture. Let us clarify one issue. The guarantee that Hermes' bags are unique served as the foundation for their empire.
De l'entrée, on me donne des morceaux de cuir jusqu'au moment où je vais avoir livré ma pièce. Je veux pas qu'on reproduise un geste de façon indéfinie en se disant bon bah je fais toujours ce même geste et donc je pense qu'on est vraiment là pour apprendre un métier. Et pas des tâches.
Made by hand in France by highly skilled artisans who had received years of training, the promise was allegedly repeatedly broken behind the scenes. Explosive disclosures from Chinese manufacturers revealed that Hermes was doing more than just outsourcing straps and buckles. The sacrosanct Birkin, which has weightless purchase history requirements and an extremely high resale value based on the false pretense that it is handmade in Europe and secretly created in China, was among the whole bags that were supposedly being outsourced. And it gets worse. These producers claim that stringent NDAs instructed them not to place a Made in China stamp anywhere on the bags. It goes beyond simple outsourcing. That is dishonesty. Customers who pay $20,000 or more for what they think is a French luxury heirloom are being deceived by that. When a number of factories made the decision to come out and risk everything to reveal what they claim was a purposeful cover-up by Hermes to preserve their brand myth, the crisis erupted. They assert that although Hermes would never publicly acknowledge it, it has long used foreign third-party suppliers and charged a full luxury markup. Customers were incensed after hearing the news. The appearance of exclusivity vanished. People came to the realization that craftsmanship was not being paid for. They were allegedly paid for a phony tale. Hermes has denied all of this, but the timing seems off. Kim Kardashian appeared with several brand new Birkins shortly after the initial expose went viral. The media cycle changed. While the controversy subsided, some people continued to observe and inquire. But what if that change was not a coincidence? What would happen if someone paid to make it possible? Kim Kardashian is the one star that epitomizes the Birkin craze. She has an almost legendary collection. We are discussing more than 30 Birkin, some of which are quite rare, custom painted, or have never been seen in public before. On her broadcast, she even gave one free. We are referring to that degree of access. Kim's whole image of luxury is based on companies like Hermes. The fashion press adored the spotlight and referred to her as the Birkin Queen and Hermes for years. She became more than simply a client. She was a living advertisement. The internet went crazy every time she went out with a new Birkin. TikTok were created, Instagram accounts monitored her bag rotation, and resale values increased each time she was seen with a certain model. That relationship feels much more deliberate now, though. The timing of Kim's Birkin post is causing some people to take notice. Kim always managed to show up with a new bag whenever Hermes was under pressure, be it from labor problems, insider disclosures, or false charges. It seemed as though she was reiterating the brand's prestige at the ideal moment. Furthermore, the relationship no longer seems coincidental in light of Tom Ford's purported confirmation that she was compensated to assist in covering the controversy. It has the feel of a collaboration, distraction, not fashion. It was not simply the bag she was wearing. Allegedly, she was protecting the brand from going under. Kim is very skilled at changing the subject. It is what she has done all her career. However, folks are not buying it this time. They are analyzing each Hermes flex and wondering if it was a paid smokescreen or authentic. And the subsequent events would add even more fuel to the fire. The rumors became a full-fledged theory. Kim Kardashian was showing off more than just her Hermes purse. They said she was hired to show them off and for damage control, not for a picture session or a campaign. Insiders with knowledge of the fashion PR industry said that as soon as Chinese producers revealed Hermes, urgent calls were placed, not to Kim, not to attorneys, influencers, or celebrities. The objective? Change the subject, rekindle the Hermes craze. However, not for deception, style, glitz, or the look that Burke and Envy have built their whole brand around. Kim apparently delivered as well. New bags were posted by her. She brought rare Hermes pieces to occasions. She even showcased her collection at the height of the crisis. Each post garnered media attention. The accusations were overshadowed by every paparazzi shot. According to insiders, this was a contract and not a coincidence. It gets dark at this point. If that is accurate, Kim was not merely endorsing a company. According to reports, she was actively participating in a global consumer fraud. A fraud that deceived thousands of people into shelling out outrageous sums of money for for bags that were never manufactured? Even former company representatives are now posing the same question. Despite their claims to be fashion critics and watchdogs, does Kim not become involved in the deception if she took money to divert attention from it? Because selling a lie was the goal here, not just selling a dream. And all of a sudden, the question was not if Hermes lied, but rather, who else assisted them in lying? People were no longer only angry with Hermes after the Tom Ford allegation went viral on social media. The entire system, the celebrities, the influencers, and the media that never questioned anything infuriated them. The fashion TikTok burst, unboxing accounts became exposed sites overnight, and users started examining Kim's posts, time-stamping her Hermes flexes, and connecting them to the dates of known fraud leaks. The fans who were offered $25,000 purses were sold on illusion, and they discovered unsettling trends. Kim was referred to as a scam accomplice in several comments on Instagram gossip pages and YouTube commentary channels, which served as a paid diversion from the manipulation of luxury. Not only that, but industry insiders also began to speak out. A number of stylists publicly stated that luxury firms frequently use Kim and other celebrities to change the narrative when crises occur. According to one, these celebs are aware of exactly what they are being paid to do and are not ignorant. The effects came quickly. Influencers began to distance themselves, resale sites noticed a decline in Hermes traffic, and even longtime collectors publicly reassessed their holdings. The rumors concerning other brands then surfaced. Who else was doing this if Hermes could do it? The controversy spurred a broader discussion about manipulation, trust, and how readily a brand's reputation can be preserved, not with the facts, but with influence. And the fashion industry understood something serious had occurred when people began to demand answers. The most influential luxury brand has lost control of the narrative, which is a valuable asset. What most people previously suspected was now revealed by this whole mess. Celebrity endorsements are about power, control, and manipulation, not just style. It is more than simply a flex when a famous person, like Kim Kardashian, shares a photo of themselves holding a Birkin. It is a signal and a statement. Millions of individuals are told to keep pursuing it since this bag is still important and the brand is still elite, and the industry always relies on that. However, the discussion has changed in light of claims that Kim was compensated to post at particular times in order to conceal fraud. Not everyone is merely asking, do I like this bag? They want to know if I played. This brand has dubious sponsors and is not new. This is the gold standard Hermes. Kim is not just any influencer either. She is a world landmark. Therefore, it creates a risky precedent if they were accused of manipulating public opinion by strategically timed posts and hush money. Because if Kim did this for Hermes, then who else is? How many high-end scandals have been covered up by the smoke and mirrors of celebrities? The worst part is still to come. Nobody is requesting that these superstars cut back on their opulence. All people want is for them to be truthful, conduct thorough study, pose thoughtful queries, and understand the issues they are advocating for. Because being a brand ambassador entails more than just marketing a product. Additionally, you are selling the why, and there could be repercussions for that deception in this instance. Let us discuss fallout. We are looking at more than just a public relations disaster if the accusations made against Kim Kardashian and Hermes are proven to be true. Lawsuits, monetary damages, and possibly even foreign inquiries are on our radar. Why? Because deceptive advertising fraud and maybe worldwide consumer deception are at issue here, and it is not just about phony bags. Legal experts are also weighing in, stating that Hermes may face class action lawsuits in several countries if they intentionally misrepresented the provenance of their items while charging premium pricing. This is especially true if the NDAs with Chinese producers can be verified. But what about Kim? She might be in breach of FTC rules if it is established that she took money to divert attention from Hermes' misconduct and failed to declare it as a sponsorship or promotion. That is not simply negative press. Those are actual government-level sanctions. This goes beyond a simple scandal. The shot is a warning. Additionally, it may be game over if receipts start to decline.